Coach, would you like to start us off with some of these?
Sure. Obviously, this was a great win for our program. I'm just really proud of the team. You know, we knew Azusa Pacific was going to continue to fight and they were going to continue to come back. And obviously that last quarter, I mean, it was just going back and forth. And I just thought our team was extremely resilient. We came out of one of the last timeouts. I want to say it was 4 minutes and something left. And, you know, I just told the girls this is what they've worked all year for. And I was very confident that they were going to show toughness, which we talk about all year. And we came out of that timeout on a mission. And I'm just really proud. I thought we managed the clock very, very well down the stretch. And again, it's just a great win for our program.
And then you guys jumped out to a big lead in the first quarter, and Azusa Pacific battled back. How did you guys stay focused and keep your composure to pull out the victory?
Well, again, Azusa Pacific is a very good ball team, and they're here at the #1 seed for a very good reason. And as I said a moment ago, we knew they were going to punch back. We knew they were going to fight. That's what kind of team that they are. And as we always talk about, we needed to weather the storm and manage and handle their runs as well, and just not let their runs be very long. And we needed to punch back as soon as we possibly could, and I thought we did just that.
Anyone else?
Hey, Coach, Madeline Hatch had only 9 points in the game, but all three three-pointers in the fourth quarter. Talk a little about her game and how she was able to step up there in the fourth.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure we would all say the same thing, that we're just proud of her for continuing to shoot the ball. She's a phenomenal shooter, and as of late, you know, she hasn't really been shooting the ball that well. And they came out and they played a zone for a good portion of the game. And so that's one reason why we had Maddie out there. And I'm just glad that she continued to shoot the ball and had the confidence to let it go, because she's a great shooter, and those were huge, timely buckets for us.
There was times in the game it seemed like it was a home game for Humboldt. You guys had a big rooting section over there in the corner. It seemed like there's a lot of fans traveled pretty well. Did you talk about, did that come into play at all, or did you guys notice that? Or?
Well, you know, I don't know if the girls, obviously, we just get excited over noise, period. But, you know, that's something that's unique about Humboldt State. I mean, our band's here, and here we are in the home court. Our band's playing the national anthem. You know, we saw some from families and friends and even people from home that came out here to support us. And that's just a unique thing about Humboldt State. And it's just the community support, and the support overall is like no other. And we certainly thrive off of that.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about having a team that plays so many guards but still came up with 19 offensive rebounds in the game? What sort of things are you teaching, coaching, emphasizing for them to really attack the boards that way?
It's just toughness, and it's just a mindset. I mean, people ask me all the time, you know, we've been undersized all year. And people ask me all the time, am I concerned about team size? And I'm not. We look at it the other way. We look at it as our opponents need to be concerned about us, because we spread the floor out, and that's usually uncomfortable for our opponents to have to come out on the perimeter and guard us. And so tonight, as I told the team, you know, obviously Azusa Pacific has got two really good weapons inside, but we've seen that all year in our conference, and so that's nothing that we weren't accustomed to. And, you know, these two by each of my sides, I mean, they were great on the boards and giving us extra possessions down the stretch where we were using a whole new shot clock, which I thought was huge.
And Isamar, I apologize if I'm getting your name wrong. Is it Isamar?
Isamar.
Isamar, okay,
Yeah.
there you go. 4 of 5 from a three-point range at 22 points overall. Just talk a little bit about how were you able to kind of feeling it, I guess, from the three-point range tonight.
Well, Coach always tells me just to keep shooting, and like she said, having a big on me, I always have like that advantage of them not wanting to really come out on me, and I've just been really working on my shot lately, and it's just been going in.
I'll add to that. You know, I thought Tyra Turner in particular just did a tremendous job of running our team tonight and finding the open players. I mean, as you can see, when we have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio and we're really sharing the ball and spreading the offense out, obviously we stretch the defense and we're a much bigger threat. And so Issa obviously shot the ball very, very well, but also credit to moving the ball and finding the open players.
And then, Rhiannon, they talked about the rebounding advantage that you guys had earlier. He had mentioned it. You had 12 tonight, it looks like, down low, off the glass, getting those boards. How were you able to get those boards and play some physical ball down low?
Sometimes it just kind of comes down to coming in like a wrecking ball, and sometimes the big girls just don't see that coming. Just coming in, working for it hard, like Coach said, it's about toughness. Just being able to go in there, no fear, and pursue the ball. Box out your girl and pursue the ball. And a lot of times you can come up with the ball more than you think, even if you're going up against 6'1", 6'2", those type of post presences.
And this is for any of you guys. How did you coming into their house? Yeah, it's a final. Not I'm sorry, a final, but it's a state tournament game in their house. How confident were you guys coming in to the game?
Well, we experienced this just last week with our conference tournament, with the CC2A conference tournament. Our first game going at Pomona against Pomona. Again, we were the lower seed on their home court, and we came out with a victory. So I think all that did was give our players even more confidence in knowing that we can go onto someone's home court and just focus on us. So again, as I told the team, we've been prepared all year for so many different scenarios that we knew we were going to face tonight, and we've been there before, and we've experienced success, and I think that had a lot to do with it.
Coach, at the end of second quarter, a lot of your momentum got crushed by a lot more foul trouble. How did you guys turn that around in the second half?
Yeah, that was definitely an issue. We had quite a few of our players, like you said, in foul trouble. It was a combination of that, and then when Azusa Pacific first went to their zone, I didn't think we were attacking it necessarily the most efficient way that we could. So we talked about, we talked about those two things exactly at halftime. And, we needed to go with our weapons, and they just had to be smart, aggressive defenders, but without picking up quick fouls. And then we talked about how we were going to attack their zone differently. But during that time, where we had players on the bench, we had other players like Kat Reese and Kendall Murray and Merritt Shonifer. They all came in and gave significant minutes for us at a time of need, and I thought they did a pretty good job.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations on the win. Thank you for
All
your
right,
time.
great. Thank you, everybody.